to this week's episode. I love it. I love talking to you about all things travel. And today is one of my favorite topics. I don't know, they're all my favorite topics, but this has a really special place in my heart, is booking this type of travel, which is wellness travel, as you can tell from the title. And the title of today's episode is all about doing wellness travel the right way, or the best way to experience wellness travel. So, what is the right way to travel for wellness? I really, really love booking wellness travel for people and talking about this. So, I'm excited to jump in and let's get some more information. Okay, so what is wellness travel? Wellness travel is more than just yoga mats and green smoothies. Wellness travel really is just all about, at the base of it, getting away from your daily routines. And of course, any type of travel can do that. But with wellness travel, you are intentionally creating a space for yourself to recharge, whether you feel like you need that recharge in your body, in your mind, just in your spirit, just all over, whatever that need to recharge is, that is what wellness travel is fulfilling for you. Now, in one sense, traveling, any type of travel kind of does that for you. Like, it gets you away from the norm and it gets you out and about and getting to see new things and experience new places and things like that. So that's why this podcast is called the Sweet Dreams Wellness Travel Podcast, because in essence, any travel can do that for you. But I really love sometimes just doing a full-on focus into wellness travel. So wellness travel for you might be watching the sunrise by the ocean, and with or without meditation. But it also could be maybe hiking in the mountains. It could be cooking with a local chef, having farm-to-table ingredients. It could be just unplugging in a peaceful spot with zero responsibilities. It could be getting that amazing massage that you've been craving. So wellness travel can be so many different things. And that is also what I love about it, is that it's not a one-size-fits-all. Okay, so to figure out wellness travel and the best type of wellness travel for you, you have to start with your why. Now, I know this sounds like so cliche. We hear this phrase all the time. Find your why. Start with your why. But it really matters when we are talking about wellness, because you do need to find out what it is that you are craving, what it is that you need right now. So, do you need renewal? That could be one of the options. Maybe you need more sleep. Maybe you need more spa. Maybe you need more deep breathing, whatever it is. Maybe you need more connection. So that could be quality time with yourself. So it could be, like we talked about last time, a solo trip, but it also could be connection with a partner or significant other. It could be connection with your family members. It could be connection with new friends on a group retreat. There's so many different ways that you can connect. It always is about, I feel like, connecting with your location, wherever you are going, especially when we're talking about wellness travel specifically. The location is really important. Okay? Maybe you need some growth right now. Maybe you need to learn something new, a new skill. Maybe you need to learn Tai Chi. Maybe you need to learn about forest bathing. Maybe you need a cooking class. Maybe you need to do some hikes or to really stretch yourself in ways that just help you feel inspired and ready to conquer. Maybe you have a need for activity. Maybe you need to move, to stretch, to conquer something. So that's what I mean by find your why. Find what it is that is calling to you right now. And once you know that, then the rest kind of starts to fall into place. And your trip becomes what you need most right now. So once you get your why, or kind of what your purpose is in having a wellness vacation, then we want to focus on picking your spot. So wellness can happen anywhere. There are some amazing wellness places all over the world. But some places are specifically even more special and more tailored to wellness. And the right spot can really help fill that need that you are feeling. So as we are talking about the right spot, and as I'm going through this with you, let's really be open. My client, Diane, she knew that she needed water, that water was something that was really going to help reset her. And when we first started talking, she thought all she was thinking of was beaches, because she had grown up, going to beaches on family vacations, and, both with her own kids and with, her family of origin. And so all she was thinking was beaches. But as we started to explore it a little more, the wellness retreat that I ended up recommending and that she went on was actually, the water was there, but it was a lake that she was on. And she loved it so much that she went back a second time and took a friend the next time around, because it was just so perfect for what she needed. And so let's talk about specifically what type of environment that you want to be in, because nature plays a huge part in our well-being. Okay, so beaches. I'm going to jump in and give some examples. Beaches, of course, we know that water and beaches are amazing, and they are an incredible part of wellness. So let me give a few examples. There is a place called Body Holiday in St. Lucia. It is an all-inclusive resort, and you can choose to have as much or as little wellness as you would like at the Body Holiday. It is geared toward wellness-ish, but you can, for example, if a couple was going and she really wanted a lot of wellness experiences and he was more just interested in relaxing and beaching and doing the all-inclusive vacation type of thing, you can totally have the same vacation, but kind of two separate vacations at the same time. So I loved Body Holiday for this. Of course, it's in the Caribbean Ocean, and so it's so beautiful. It's so amazing. But you can do sunrise yoga. You can have spa treatments. There are all kinds of daily activities that you can choose from throughout the day. And that includes things like, water sports and things like that you have at a regular all-inclusive, but it also includes other more wellness-focused activities. So it's an amazing spot. Another beach location that I think of, very exotic kind of location, would be in the Maldives. There is a place called the Como Malifushi Resort, and this is a really secluded island kind of retreat. They have overwater villas. Oh, so amazing. They have incredible wellness facilities there, and just beautiful, calm, amazing, and gorgeous beaches and water and all of that. Okay, so both of these that I have talked about so far with beaches have been on oceans, and they have been a little more exotic. I mean, one's in the Caribbean and one's in the Maldives. So, you need a passport to go to both of those. But what if you don't have the time, or what if you don't have a current passport, or what if you just need something a little closer to home? Well, of course, there are still beaches, US beaches, or you don't need a passport, for example, to go to Puerto Rico. So there are places that you can get to beaches that you don't need a passport for. But what about a lake, like I was talking about for my client, Diane? One amazing lake that has a beautiful wellness property on site is the Miraval, Austin, Texas. And this is set along Lake Travis. So it's just this beautiful location in Austin, and it blends water sports and mindfulness and incredible spa experiences, but it also has really easy access from anywhere you are in the US. And so it's really a nice option. Lots of great wellness programming at the Miraval. So now we've kind of touched on beaches a little bit. Let's talk about some options in the mountains. Mountains, as we know, are also incredible, and they help feed our desire for nature in a little bit different way. Some great mountain options would be called Golden Door in California. Now, this is in the rolling hills, kind of on the edges of the mountains near San Diego. You can do hiking, you can do meditation, there's farm-to-table meals. It's this gorgeous setting. And of course, there are all kinds of wellness programming options available. Okay, another mountain retreat that you wouldn't maybe think of is called Kamalaya Resort in Thailand. The Kamalaya Resort is built on this lush, gorgeous mountainside in Thailand, and they weave Eastern and Western wellness traditions. And so you have the best of all worlds. You have detox, you have yoga, you have stress relief, you have all kinds of amazing options for wellness at the Kamalaya Resort. Okay, a third option, also closer to home, is in Arizona. It's called Canyon Ranch. Now, Canyon Ranch is a wellness icon. If you are in the wellness space at all, you have heard of the Canyon Ranch resorts. And there are a few of them. This one in Arizona is gorgeous. It's amazing. You can include desert hikes. It's got these great integrative health services, all kinds of workshops, all kinds of classes, all kinds of amazing programming that you can participate in. And it's all kind of in the Sonoran Desert, kind of a mountainy region. It's just really a deserty, beautiful place. And of course, I have barely touched the surface with both beaches and mountains. There are places all over the US. The US is really great with wellness retreats and also outside the US. So either way, whichever kind of floats your boat and kind of, I guess, hits the options that you would like to have, we can work with whatever you are looking for. Okay, so now let's switch gears a little bit and talk about a few choices that or suggestions that I might give if you were looking for like a cultural immersion. So a cultural immersion doesn't have to be foreign, although foreign, of course, is the first thought that we have, like kind of getting yourself immersed in the culture of a place. All right, so one great place for a cultural immersion would be in Bali. And of course, Bali is another place that is well known for wellness options. There is a retreat area called the Five Elements Retreat. And so, of course, they have beautiful scenery. It's an eco-luxury place. They have plant-based cuisine. They have water healing. They have sacred arts. It's just really amazing. Like it's a really non-US form of going to a wellness property and experiencing it. Okay, another great option for cultural immersion would be a place called The Retreat in Costa Rica. So this retreat was founded by a wellness coach. It's a really boutique little property, so it's not a huge sprawling resort. They have yoga, they have clean eating, they have rainforest immersion. They have all kinds of great activities that you can do from this one home base of the retreat, Costa Rica. It's awesome. Okay, then another cultural immersion, which you wouldn't think of this as being a cultural immersion, is a location called Mi Amo in Sedona, Arizona. Okay, I know you wouldn't think that Arizona would be a cultural immersion type of place. So part of the immersion part is that you are in this red rock landscape. And of course, some people live in the red rock landscape, so that might be very familiar to you. But Mi Amo is close to these energy vortexes in Sedona. Sedona is a great location. Outdoor adventures. There's sound healing. And one thing I love about Mi Amo is just the amazing spa that they have there. It's just so awesome. And they also very much tie into the Native American heritage that is there in Sedona. So it's really cool because some retreats, as we're talking about, actual wellness retreats, include like a daily schedule that you can pick from and decide what to do. They've got this really coordinated schedule for what you're doing all the time. Others are more self-directed, and so they don't have as much of a schedule set up for you, but it's a more self-directed type of opportunity. And so the key is finding what fits you or what kind of you're looking for amongst everything. There are so many great places that you can go and so many different opportunities. So like I said, sometimes the itinerary is kind of set for you at certain places or in certain times because they've got some really great scheduling. And so your itinerary can be kind of jam-packed in those types of places. But it also could be wide open if you're looking at other places or other options. I really love a combination of both. I love having some things to look forward to. I love having some scheduled options for you ahead of time. But then I also love having those moments when you can just kind of be and just kind of decide what you want to do in the moment. So let's talk about some places that have activities that maybe you haven't thought of before. One of the places is Sedona, Arizona, because they are great with all kinds of red rocks and hiking and sound baths and things like that. That I already just mentioned. Another place is there is a great place if you live in Utah, in St. George, Utah. It is also a similar, you don't have to go quite as far away. I live in Utah, and so for those of us who live in Utah, if you'd like a wellness property, ask me about it's similar to Sedona, right here closer to us. Okay, another place that I would recommend is called the Lake District in England. So if you wanted to go to England but have not just so much of a historical and exploring that way type of experience with sightseeing, but you wanted a wellness type of experience or maybe a combo, then the Lake District is really cool. Scenic hikes, kayaking, cozy wellness lodges, so lots of chances for movement, but then also some amazing, just restful experiences as well. Okay, another place that I cannot fail to mention for activities, for being an active place, would be Banff, Canada. So in the Canadian Rockies, there are so many options for hiking, for hot springs, mountain air. I mean, it's just so beautiful and so amazing. There's just some great options for getting outdoors and really enjoying. Okay, if you are looking for a restful type of, if the hiking and the kayaking and those types of things do not sound like what you are looking for at this point, but you just really need something more restful to just be able to chill a little bit, let me give you a couple of ideas. There's the Shaw Wellness Clinic in Spain, which is a cutting-edge Mediterranean retreat, and they have medical wellness, they have nutrition, they have spa therapies, and it's really this ocean view setting, but it's really minimalist. It just is a beautiful option. Okay, what about India? If we're talking wellness, we've got to mention some of these Far East countries. So Ananda in the Himalayas in India is so luxurious. It's so beautiful. It's an Ayurvedic resort. They offer yoga, they offer meditation and healing therapies. So it's very restful, but it also is just so gorgeous. Okay, and then closer to home, another resort option in the Austin area. This is called the Lake Austin Spa Resort in Austin, and it is right on Lake Austin. So it is this lakeside sanctuary. They have spa treatments, they have wellness classes, they have laid back Texas hospitality, but they also have options for, you can do like the lake water sports and things like that, which is really fun. So you could do a combination of, active days versus restful days. And that's a great place to do that. So like I already mentioned, in my opinion, the best trips include some planned experience to get excited about, and then also having some free time so that you can really enjoy and soak up the setting and kind of just where you are and being away from it all, so that you are more rested mentally and physically and just spiritually, that everything feels like you've had a reset once you are finished with your getaway. All right, so let's look at I'll just give you some examples, give you a peek at what it could look like. Okay, so back to Sedona. Let's say you were spending 3 days in Sedona. These are the types of things that you could do. You could do a morning hike, an afternoon massage, and an evening stargazing. You could do sunrise yoga, and you could do sound bath. You could do a vortex tour and a farewell walk before heading home. So you see how all of these things just kind of work together to make an amazing experience. And it's not so packed that you can't think, but it's also not so relaxing that you don't have things to look forward to. Okay, so let's go to Costa Rica and see what 5 days in Costa Rica could look like. So these are some of the things that you could participate in. What about yoga in the rainforest? An organic cooking workshop with local ingredients, forest bathing, a waterfall swim, spa treatments with volcanic natural minerals, sunset meditation with mountain views. I mean, just so amazing. It's just such a great option to go to Costa Rica. All right, now let's get even more exotic and let's talk about 7 days in the Maldives and what this could look like. So what about morning paddleboarding or snorkeling in the gorgeous turquoise water? What about personalized wellness consultations and spa treatments? Sunset yoga in the sand, a whole day wide open for rest. Or how about a cultural evening with local traditions and getting to honor and learn about those? So as you can see, all of these options that I've just kind of thrown in are just suggestions for possibilities of what a trip could look like or the types of activities that you could do. Now, the places that I mentioned are not the only ones. For example, the Retreat Costa Rica is not the only place that you can go to have an amazing wellness experience in Costa Rica. That's just one small example. Or any of these other retreat locations or wellness property locations that I have mentioned are not the only ones in their locations. So just, if you want to go to a certain location, don't think that you're locked into going to just that one. All right. So let's get back to our original question. What is the right way to experience a wellness trip? Well, the answer is the right way is your way. It's not about following a specific formula or specific set answer. It's about listening to yourself and what you need most and letting your trip be an answer to that. So some places are structured, some aren't. I can help you figure out what you'd like and kind of the degree of, structure versus non-structure. I can help match you with what you're looking for. I love doing that. I love having someone come to me and say, this is what I feel like I need, but I don't really know what that looks like or where that's going to be. Or this is about how much time I have, or this is about how far away I want to travel, but I don't know how to put it all together. I love taking just that little bit of interest and that little spark of what you need and finding the perfect match for you. So I really feel like balance is everything. The best trips include both plans and quiet. So I just feel like that is an amazing way to help ourselves heal and to help us feel more well and more rested and just have these amazing experiences in our lives. So let me know. You may not be interested in a wellness trip, and that is totally great. Please, I would love to help you put together something that works for you. So if it's not a wellness trip, let's look at something different. If it is a wellness trip, but you're just not sure where to start, then that is the part that I love. Like I was just saying, I love helping you figure out where to start and what to do. And, do you have 3 days to spend somewhere? Do you have 7? Do you want to be in the country? Do you want to go outside the country? Do you want water? Do you want trees? Do you want what type of environment do you want to go to? And what do you want your wellness experience to look like? So let me know. I would love to help you. If you are watching this and you're interested in a wellness vacation, please feel free to contact me and let's talk. If you are just watching or listening to this and it's just been fun to kind of give you ideas for the future, then that is fantastic too. I love at least putting some ideas on your bucket list for things that you may want to include in the future. So have a great rest of your week, couple weeks, and we'll talk to you later. If you've enjoyed this podcast, I would invite you to like, share, or leave a review. Let's help grow our wellness travel community.